General Motors on Safari. Here is adventure. Excitement. And danger. Bringing you the African bush veld of today and yesterday in dramatized fact, fiction, and true-life documentary. General Motors on Safari.
Tonight, I bring you a story that took place nearly 30 years ago. A story so incredible, yet absolutely true. It tells of three men who went, initially, in search of gold. Instead, they were to come into contact with the famed leopard men. Yes? Fact or fiction? I must leave that to you. But, as I've already said, this story actually happened. One that I have called Crossed Sticks. It was towards evening, after a warm day in September, that Peter Campers was sitting on his stoop. He felt tired. The day had been long and hot, and he was glad to rest his aching legs. At the time, he was running a rubber plantation in the heart of Liberia. There were no other white men within 60 miles of him, but visits from strangers were not unusual. Sometimes it was just to visit the plantation while the boats were unloading cargo for the trading posts in Monrovia. The plantation, which was called Mount Barclay, had been going for some 40 years. Originally started by an English company, it had fallen into disrepair, but now once again it had been put to use, and its brave old trees were yielding well from its 1,200 acres. On this particular evening, as Campers sat staring out at the thousands of trees, he heard a car approaching. Visitors, he thought. Well, that would be nice, pleasant company for the evening. As the car drew up outside his bungalow, he went to meet them. Inside were three men, dressed in khaki shorts and bush shirts.
Mr. Campers?
Yes, gentlemen, that's me.
I'm very pleased to meet you. My name is De Winter.
How do you do?
This is Mr. Muller.
How do you do?
This is Mr. King.
How do you do, Mr. Nice to know you. Please come and sit down, gentlemen, this way.
Thank you very much.
Now then, can I offer you a drink?
Oh, that will be most welcome. Thank you, Mr. Campbell.
There!
I come, Juana.
This is my head boy, a very good one, too.
What a wonderful name.
Yes, he comes from Basaland.
Yes, Buana.
Fetch the drink, sir, and drink plenty of ice, huh?
And you, Buana. You say he comes from Basaland? Well, that's a bit of luck.
Oh, why?
Well, we've just come from Takoradi. Our company is sending us through to the Basa country. We're hoping to find gold there. And you probably know of a good guide.
That's quite possible. I'll ask him later. When do you intend leaving?
Oh, we'd like to get away as soon as possible.
Well, you can't go tonight. You must stay with me until we can get you fitted up. Do you want a hunter to go with you? It's dangerous country.
Oh, I don't think that will be necessary. Thank you, Mr. Campers. Muller here is an experienced hunter from the Cameroons, and we're just the technicians. I'm a geologist, and King here is our mining engineer.
But you still need a guide. I'll tell you what, things are running pretty smoothly on the plantation at present. I'll loan Zeze to you. That is, if you'll go.
That's very kind of you. You're sure you can spare him?
If you're not going for too long.
Oh, I think it'll take the best part of 6 to 7 weeks.
Why did you say if he'll go, Mr. Campers?
Oh, nothing in particular, but they're funny, these boys. They get used to living in peace and comfort and safety on a place like this, and then they're not so keen to return to the bush. Anyway, I'll call him. Zeze!
Juana?
I must warn you, gentlemen, that you will be entering dangerous country. Not as far as the natives are concerned. They're quite peace-loving. No, it's the animals, in particular the leopards. Be careful, gentlemen. Very careful.
You call Buana?
Oh, yes. These Buana wish to go to your country. They look for gold. Will you guide them there?
To the Vasa land, Bwana?
Yes.
Oh, that country no good, Bwana. Plenty trouble there for Zeze.
But it's your own country. Why should you worry about that?
Bwana, country fine, but plenty juju there.
Well, what's your answer, Zeze? Do you go or don't you?
We'll see you're well paid, Zeze.
Oh, not too well, otherwise he'll expect a raise in pay.
If Bwana says so, me, I go. But I come back to Bwana and Bwana give me job again.
Of course I will. I promise you that.
Oh, Vasa country, no good for white man. Bwana get plenty gun and make prayer palava with his God.
That's all right, Nazeze. You go and prepare chop, all right?
Vasa country, oh, no good to that country, Vasa country.
What's the matter with him? He seems to be scared of something.
I told you they have all sorts of superstitions. I wouldn't worry if I were you. But remember what I said, gentlemen. Watch out for leopard. They're dangerous, and there are many in that part of the country.
A few days later, Campers dropped his 3 companions with Zeze at the end of the road 20 miles from the plantation. After they'd promised to keep him in touch with all the news by native runner, they set off in Indian file. For a fortnight, the little band of men walked on, making camp at night, sometimes in the native villages. They lived on chickens which they bought from the natives, and on what game they were able to shoot. But as they progressed further into the backland, these supplies became more and more scarce. We joined them one evening as they sit around their campfire.
That was our last chicken. Tinned food from now on.
Well, I hope you get something. We're going to be hungry otherwise.
Well, there should be some back around here, if the leopard haven't got them all.
What is all this about leopards? They're just another animal, aren't they?
Yeah, but one of the most dangerous you can hunt. They can climb, whereas a lion doesn't usually. You mustn't look for them only on the ground. They can be up in a tree and just drop on you.
Oh, dear. And we're under trees here.
If you're close to a fire, you're quite safe. Throw some more wood on, will you?
All right. Ah, that's better. These leopards, do they go for you in the daytime?
No, they'll lie up in this heat. But don't go into thick bush or prodding around in the dongas. And don't forget to take your guns with you.
It won't help me much. I can't shoot for toffee.
Well, pull a face at them then.
No, that conversation always seems to get around to leopards. I felt once or twice that you haven't told us the whole truth. I heard one of the natives talking about this leopard society. Is there any truth in it?
Well, gentlemen, you're in the heart of the leopard country. I've said nothing so far. There was no point in alarming you. In any case, I knew you'd come, whatever I said.
Leopard society? Oh, but surely there's no truth in that, is there? It's just a lot of tommy rot, native superstition and so on.
It's unwise to laugh at native superstition, King. Many unexplained things have happened at various times. One of them is the leopard men.
What do you know of these leopard men, Muller?
Much as anybody. The natives firmly believe they exist, and many times they found the mutilated bodies of their friends, clawed to death. I know for a fact that the witch doctor scares the natives into doing what they want by referring to the leopard men. It's all very mysterious. But if the signs of the leopard men have been spread about, very few natives would risk going against it.
Well, what do they do?
Well, if some native has broken a tribal law or run off with another man's wife, then he must be removed. The victim is usually waylaid somewhere outside the village. Maybe on his way to fetch water. And that's the end of it.
But what are they? Half leopard? Half man? I can't believe that, Muller.
They only work at the dead of night. It says they wear leopard skins and make themselves up with clay. On their hands, they have claws like that of a leopard. And with these claws, they cut and tear their victims. I've seen it, and it's not a pretty sight, I can tell you.
Well, to me, it's plain murder.
Yes, if they are men dressed up.
You believe in these things, don't you?
I don't know. A leopard doesn't normally claw his victim like that. He's a powerful brute. He relies on surprise, and then one quick bound, and it's over. If he's hungry, he'll eat. If not, he'll leave his victim. But he won't claw him.
But can't anything be done about it?
I mean, surely somebody must talk or go to the authorities.
The authorities? We've been a fortnight on trek. Have you seen any authority?
No.
Besides, the communities are small here. Any leakage of news and death would follow swiftly. The natives are simple and, well, life is cheap. No questions are asked.
Zeze!
What do you want with him?
I'd like to hear his views on this as well.
Be careful, Tevinter. They have to be a little touchy about this sort of thing.
Yes, Buana, you call Zeze?
Zeze, you've now served for a long time with a white man. I want to ask you something.
Do you, Buana?
Do you believe in the leopard man?
Ah, Buana. If other native listen, he make big palaver and go for bush. Buana talk softly, Buana.
Aye, but do you believe in them?
And you, Buana, they in this country, they no come Mount Barkley. They fear my Buana too much. But Buana, plenty bad juju for this place.
Have you ever seen one, Zeze?
Hapana, Buana. But they come from my father's place and make, too much trouble, Buana.
They probably just ordinary leopards.
Buana no sevi. Juju, man?
Never mind, Zeze. Let's forget it. Do you think we could shoot a leopard tomorrow?
Buana, wait, Badu. Oh, plenty leopard near my father's place.
You mean there aren't any around here?
Buana. Oh, I go tell Buana which place by and by.
We'd like to get some nice skins to take home.
All right, Zeze. For every leopard we shoot, I'll give you 5 shillings.
Oh, thank you, Buana. Zeze find leopard by and by.
What's a kill? Here, quick, my gun. Follow me. Look out, there's a leopard. Get out of the way, I can't see to fire. Confound it, I missed him. That's strange. I don't usually miss.
I didn't even see him. Where was he?
Close under the tree. I just saw a vague shape.
Mas! He come quick. One boy. He dead. What? There. You see, Buana?
I thought you said there were no leopard here, Zeze.
That's true, Buana. No leopard. This place.
Then what killed him?
I don't know. But as you see, he was clawed to death.
That night, none of them slept easily. A ring of fires was made, into which they all withdrew, and the following morning they made post-haste for Zeze's village, which they reached 2 days later. They were warmly welcomed by Zeze's father, Tata, and after a day's rest, they moved on once again further inland, towards the mountains. One evening, Tevinter and King were looking for traces of gold. The preceding days had been long and dreary, days of collecting samples, breaking up rock with their hammers, and up till then they'd been singularly unlucky. Above them on a great rock sat Muller, his rifle across his knees, his eyes continually searching, probing the bush that surrounded them. Suddenly, Tevinter called to him excitedly.
Come quick! I think we've struck it!
All right, I'm coming.
Is it really something?
Here, hold this for me. Yes, look. Strong gold traces.
All right, Tom. There's a distinct vein running there. It continues for some way along the ground, and then, see, it curves downwards.
Have you boys really found something at last?
It looks promising. Mind you, we've done this before and then found it came to nothing. But I personally think it's a strike.
Well, we better mark the place. It'll be dark before long, and we must make camp.
Then tomorrow we could move camp to here, and I'll get the boys to start drilling. I can't believe it, but I think our luck's changed at last.
Well, there's the camp.
We've made it in nice time. I don't fancy being out after dark, not after what happened the other day.
By the way, what did you make of that, Muller?
You mean the boy being killed? I don't know. It's possible that it could have been a leopard, the most unlikely. Nikish, you heard Zeze say that there were none in that area. There's no point in his lying to us.
Here he comes to meet us now. In a bit of an hurry, too, by the look of him.
Buana. Oh, could you come, Buana?
What's the matter?
Oh, plenty trouble. Too much for my father. My brother, he finds Juju sign at his place. Juju sign of leopard man.
Leopard man?
What sort of a sign?
It is bad Juju sign. Stick. Across other stick.
What exactly does it mean, Zeze?
Leopard man go chop man or woman for village. My people fear too much. They want white man to come with gun. Oh, please, Buana. You come quick. Quick, Buana. Sasahib, please, Buana.
We'll do anything we can to help Zeze. What do you say, Mullah?
Of course. But it's no good starting until dawn.
Are you game to come, King?
Well, if you think I'm going to stay here on my own, you're sadly mistaken. Anyway, I'd like to get to the bottom of this leopard society, or whatever it calls itself.
All right, that settles in. We leave first thing in the morning. Zeze, tell the boys.
Indeed, Buana. Oh, thank you, Buana. Thank you, Buana.
Do you think we'll really learn something?
I don't know. No white man's had a chance to do so yet. Perhaps we'll be lucky. But whatever you do, keep your eyes skinned. And if you have to shoot, shoot straight.
The following morning, they left at dawn, and after a quick march, reached the village. They sensed the fear pervading the villagers the instant they arrived, and Müller decided to act that very night.
It will be dark in a few hours, and this is what I intend doing. There's a small stream that runs behind those huts there. About 100 yards into the bush, it forms a small watering hole. If there is an attack, that's where it'll come.
But how can you be sure of that, Mullah?
We'll make sure of it with a decoy. I told Zeze to tether a small goat there. Oh, here he comes now. Is that all right, Zeze?
Indeed, Buana. The goat, he is there. I fix it.
Good. Now I want two natives, a boy and a girl. When it's dark, they are to walk through the waterhole along the pathway, and not together, but 100 yards apart. You understand?
Oh, indeed, Buana.
But that's running a big risk, isn't it? Suppose they're attacked.
That's what I'm counting on. There's a high bank over the waterhole. We'll conceal ourselves there where we can watch the hole from every side. If anything appears, we'll shoot first and ask questions afterwards.
But who are you going to get to act as decoys? I know I wouldn't.
Oh, Zeze, he go find some friends, Buana.
Pretty good friends.
Very well, Zeze. You fix it all up. We'll get into position well before dark.
Indeed, Buana.
I suppose you're right, Muller. You know your job, but it seems an awful risk to me.
Look, we'll have 3 guns between us. I'll bring my heavy one. That should be enough in heaven's name. Now, if I was you, I'd get an hour's sleep. You won't get much tonight.
Oh, confound these blasted mosquitoes. I wish I'd stayed at home.
The natives ought to be coming soon, surely.
I told them to take their time. These attacks usually take place fairly late.
Well, I wish they'd be quick. I'm sitting in a patch of water.
Lower your voices. Otherwise, the next thing you'll know is that we've been attacked ourselves.
Gee, I hadn't thought of that.
You needn't worry. I've got some boys posted above us. They'll warn us if anything comes.
I'm glad to hear
Keep
it.
quiet. I think I can see something coming.
Yes, you're right. It's a native boy.
Poor devil. I'll bet his heart's thumping.
Do you wonder?
Now, watch the waterhole carefully. There he goes. He's getting nearer. Now he's getting his water. Now he's coming back.
I'm glad that's over.
Quiet. There's something on the other side of the trail.
What sort of something?
I don't know. There's too much shadow. I think I saw something move the other side of the waterhole.
Oh, this is giving me the jim-jams.
Have your guns ready, but don't fire unless I tell you to. I'll use my heavy caliber rifle. That'll stop an elephant.
That girl should be here soon.
My hands are shaking so much I can hardly hold my gun.
Oh, then for heaven's sake, put it on the ground. I don't want that thing to go off by mistake. And keep your voices down.
Where easy, exactly?
I think under that overhanging rock. He can't leap that far to the pool, so he'll have to show himself when our decoy arrives. There. I'm sure I saw a movement right under that rock.
Can't you take a chance and fire into the shadow? You might kill him.
I might. On the other hand, I might not. And a wounded leopard is a nasty opponent.
And you're convinced it's a leopard?
I didn't say so, but whatever's there must show itself first. Shh. Quiet. I think I see the girl. Yes. Here she comes.
She's just below us now. Poor little devil. I wonder if she knows what's waiting for her.
She's reached the hole. She's filling her water can.
Merciful heavens. Look, on the far side. That's the biggest one I've ever seen in my life. He's just out of the shadow now. He's watching her.
Oh, please, girl. Turn away. Don't see him.
He's creeping forward very, very slowly.
Muller, for pity's sake, fireman. It'll be too late.
It's all right. He's still too far to jump.
She's straightening up now.
She's seen him.
It's all right. You've got him. Come on. Let's get down there quick.
All right, my girl. You're safe now.
Here comes Laser.
Oh, goody shot, man. Goody shot. Oh. There's it. Take this girl back to the village. I will reward her later.
In your way.
Oh, Kia.
Mimi natura,
I suppose that thing's dead, all right.
Yes, he's dead. Let's have a closer look at him.
He's enormous.
Yeah, the biggest brute I've ever seen, and I've seen a good many. Straight through the head. I didn't miss this time.
What are you going to do with him?
Keep the skin. It'll make a nice little memento of our trip. I'll get the boys to carry him into the village, and we'll skin him out in the morning.
Well, so much for your famous leopard man.
Yes, possibly. That's funny. What? Here. Come here, both of you.
What have you found?
You remember the sign that Zeke said they found leading to the village?
Yes, 2 cross sticks.
Look by the leopard's head now.
But it can't be possible. How could it be? What is it you've seen? Why, 2 cross sticks.
Yes, and not fallen there by chance. They've been fashioned by the hand of man.
The following day, the 3 men and their native bearers left for Mount Barclay. Somehow, they'd lost the taste for gold. A fortnight later, they reached the plantation where Peter Campers met them. They gave him the skin in return for all he'd done for them, and the following day they left for Monrovia. That was the last Campers was ever to see of them. Oh yes, I nearly forgot to tell you. He had the skin made up into a rug for his sitting room, where it graced the floor for many years. Eventually, it was lost in a fire, but Campers didn't really mind. You see, on more than one occasion, when he came into his sitting room in the morning, he found its 2 front legs, one upon the other, in the shape of a cross. Odd, wasn't it?
Join us again next week for another story of the African bushveld. It might be fact, it might be fiction in General Motors on Safari. Brought to you by General Motors South African, manufacturers of Cadillac, Buick, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, Chevrolet, Beaumont, Vauxhall, Opel, Holden, Bedford, and GMC motor vehicles.